Hello guys and welcome to our channel. For those watching for the very first time, we welcome you to the family and urge you to subscribe. Subscribing gives you access to notifications when subsequent videos are uploaded. And when you get our videos, you watch, share. That is how you contribute your little quota towards spreading our sensitization messages. That said, let us look at some of those news items that are trending not only on social, but also mainstream media. Beginning with the Cameroon Renaissance Movement and Professor Maurice Kamto back in the news. Government this morning, November 29th, 2025, deployed uniform officers to the headquarters of the party and also to the residence of Professor Maurice Kamto, preventing him from leaving his residence and anyone from entering it. Are we not back to a one-party system? No. Come out with points to prove that we are not back to a one-party system like in the days of the CNU. I have told you, democracy can only thrive in an environment where we have an active and vibrant opposition, and where the voice of dissent is not stifled. But we don't see these things in Cameroon, and therefore there is no democracy in Cameroon, because the vibrant opposition parties that we have, the FSNC of Issa Chiroma that just joined in the fight, the Cameroon Renaissance Movement that for the past decade has given insomnia to government, are being stifled. And so, how can we talk about democracy? We are back to a one-party system. The CPDM party is the only one that has the right to get up at any time, any day, and organize whatever event they want to organize without seeking permission from whosoever. It's a shame. Atanga has created another Dieudonné Yebga. This time, he is called Okala. According to government, the reason for stopping the Extraordinary Congress is that a certain Okala tipped them that he was going to create disorder and that someone's life could go down. And so government decided to deploy uniform officers to stop the Congress from holding. In a normal country with normal administrators, will you arrest such a person and detain, or will you go after the Congress of a political party that is legal and deeply rooted in your country? You answer. And you tell me why we shouldn't criticize the government of Mr. Biya. Now, the same Atanga, let's go to Feka Foot. The breaking news coming out of Singa is that Samuel Eto'o has been re-elected president of the Football Federation of Cameroon. He does a good job. I like him. I like him, though I am not a fan of him when it comes to his choice of Mr. Biya as the best one to rule Cameroon. Now, Mr. Eto'o saw that his mandate was at its end and decided to organize elections in order for the delegates to vote a new president, with himself incumbent. Some key actors of the sports said there are irregularities as far as preparations are concerned. And so they contacted Mwele Kombi, Eto'o's immediate boss, who is also sports minister. And he is having a beef with Mr. Eto'o concerning Mark Breeze, the national team's coach. So Mwele Kombi quickly sent out a communique demanding Eto'o not to go ahead with elections at Fecafoot. Eto'o tested his muscles with that of Mwele Kombi, and we all know how connected the guy is to those at the presidency. So Mwele Kombi had no choice but to solicit help from who? Our bully and oppressor, Paul Atanga. And Paul Atanga is very conscious of the fact that Samuel Eto'o and the presidency are one. And therefore, if you touch Eto'o, you have hurt people like Babuke, Ngongo, Chantalbia, and even Pabia. So what did Atanga do? Atanga threw Mwele Kombi under the bus and instead sent someone to represent him at the elections. So Eto'o did not only get a victory at the level of the elections, Eto'o got a victory over Mwele Kombi. The days ahead, we are so waiting to see what is going to happen, because the next step is appointing a new coach for the Lions and sacking Mark Breeze. That is the plan Eto'o has. We've already gathered that. Mwele Kombi, on the other hand, we don't know what he's going to do, but we want to see who is going to manage the money, because Fecafoot is all about money. We know it. But who is not going to like Eto'o? When you look at the structure he's putting up for the federation, that's an amazing one. Who will not like him when you look at the way players are being treated now, the local players? Who will not like him when you see the way he spends his money? So, let the better side win. That has always been the case. Now, let us leave that. This week that just ended, my goodness, Cameroonians took to social and mainstream media to ridicule and bash ENAM. ENAM is a school in Cameroon that trains administrators. But I remember vividly, during one of my interviews with OC Joshua Nambangi, he said, Mr. Ote, if I'm elected president, I am going to delete ENAM completely from our system. I was like, why will you say such a thing, Mr. Chairman? And he said, ENAM trains corrupt administrators. I concur with him. ENAM does not only train corrupt administrators, ENAM trains white-collar thieves. And so when Cameroonians were attacking and insulting and ridiculing and bashing ENAM for the list of successful candidates published, I was like, what's wrong with the list? But when you peruse that list, you see only the names of those in high places, their children. The names of children of those in high places are the majority on the list. The others are just people who have some money to bribe, or people who know someone in government, or knows someone who knows someone in government. So the question is, where is the place reserved for meritocracy? In our society, meritocracy has been kicked out by favoritism. That is the kind of Cameroon we are living in. Yet, people will come to tell some of us that we should give the future of Cameroon to Mr. Biya and his collaborators to manage it for another 7 years. Come on. Are you kidding us? It cannot happen. Now, let us go to the big one, and this is a public announcement. Tomorrow, Sunday, the 30th of November, Monday, the 1st of December, And Tuesday, the 2nd of December, there is going to be ghost towns across the national territory. The 10 regions that make up Cameroon are going to observe a total lockdown, frustrate and paralyze the economy of the country so that those white-collar thieves will not have money to steal. Already, they are going through total bankruptcy. Not only that, they are fighting among themselves. Serious fighting to share the booty. Who is going to take what position in government? That is what is happening at the moment. And we are laughing and enjoying it. You know why? Because all of them are illegitimate. They are occupying the presidency as well as the ministries illegally. The president-elect is in Gambia. And we are doing everything possible to make sure that when he returns to Cameroon, he returns as the legitimate president. For those who think that this whole revolution is over, remember I told you, there is no leader who is going to achieve success at any revolution from the four walls of a prison. No. Issa Chiroma has absconded. He is in Gambia. We are very happy. We are satisfied. Don't come to preach to us about your leader has escaped. It's our business. Occupy yourself with your inept government that is not even able to do a reshufflement. Occupy yourselves with them. Forget about us. We will keep talking and talking until it happens. The revolution is not over. And trust me, Chiroma will take over the country sooner or later. You have our spokesperson, Mama Alice Kom, to deal with. She is a no-nonsense and very vocal woman. She's not afraid of our bully and terrorist, Atanga Paul, the criminal, the rogue Minister of Territorial Administration, who has stolen COVID money. You will account for the 15,000 COVID test kits that were donated to Cameroon and you sold them for more than 229 million francs CFA. You shall account for that money, Paul Atanga. And the blood of all those who were killed after the elections, their blood is on your hands and they will haunt you. That's why you see yourself now when you're in a meeting, you are looking left, right over your shoulder because you are not at peace. You're insecure. You are a murderer, Paul Atanga. But time, nemesis, karma is going to deal with you people. You talk about Enam. I hear people criticize Enam and I laugh. Have you even taken out time to think of the concours d'entrée en sixième, the common entrance examination? A child will excel list A and they will ask the parents to pay 40, 60,000 in order for the child to gain a place in the government secondary schools. And they don't even end there at times. They ask for a bench to be made by the parents. What kind of country are we in? Tell me that one of you have not experienced that, or you don't know somebody whose child excelled well at the government common entrance examinations and then was asked to give 60,000 because my poor father was asked to pay 40,000 when I was to enter Form 1 in 1989. He ended up not paying because he didn't have that kind of money. And I was sent to GBHS Kumba, Form 1, trekking 3 hours every morning to get to school. And you tell me that that kind of a government is a government I can stand for or stand with? Never. Twa! I put it to you that Nemesis will soon catch up with all of them. I have given them just one challenge. Reshuffle the government. Set up a new government. Publish it. You cannot. They keep forming a government and arguing among themselves and dissolving it. We want them to do it. Because people like Kabralibi, people like Osi Joshua Nambangi, people like Sesh Matumba, people like this other inflated balloon, what they call him, Jean de Dieu Momo, who is expecting to be a full-fledged minister, they are all on their neck. They are on the neck of Ngongo. They want their own share of the cake. But the big question is, what about the 20 million plus Cameroonians? Today, commercial motorbike riders have become so important in Cameroon. My goodness. How of a sudden commercial motorbike riders, the same people Atanga and Paul used to call criminals, perpetrators of crimes, drug addicts, today they are so important, and he's taking ill-gotten money, cult money, to give to them, and they too are collecting. Oh God, there is nothing that is more dangerous than having a power-drunk person lead your country. Because from Mr. Biya to the last administrator in Cameroon, all of them are power-drunk. Go and listen to Eyango. Prince Eyango in 1986, if I'm not making a mistake, in the 80s, sang that very interesting song, Patu. A partout, partout, nous avons beaucoup de problèmes. À bas le tribalisme, la corruption, injustice sociale. All these things we are seeing them. There is social injustice in Cameroon. There is corruption. There is tribalism. Because Mr. Biya thrives when Cameroonians are divided. When Cameroonians are knocking their heads, that is when the government of Mr. Biya is sailing smoothly. So now they know that Cameroonians are beginning to be united. They are doing everything. Everything. I have told you that the kind of passion, the kind of energy, the kind of resources that these politicians and administrators invest when their interest is threatened. If they could invest just 1/4 of that passion, that energy, and the resources in providing the basics for the people of Cameroon, our country would have been miles away. But they don't. When it comes to giving you potable water, electricity, good medical care, to provide roads, farm to market roads, so that prices of goods and services can drop, they are painfully slow. I mean, painfully slow. And people have the guts to tell some of us that we should give the government a chance. I look at Jean de Dieu Momo sheepishly and shamelessly. He sits on a TV set and say, oh, Cameroonians should just allow it. It's just 7 years. He is saying so because he has not stolen enough. You remember the same Jean de Dieu Momo that was asked, can't he resign? And he said he cannot resign. How can he resign? That those who have been there for how many years, you've not asked them to resign. He has just come in and you want him to resign? Because these people don't care about you. They care only about themselves. So criticizing them does not mean anything. And then take the church. I hear people attacking the church. What were you expecting? When you have somebody like Bishop or Archbishop Mbarga of the Yaoundé Diocese, that is somebody that when he was made Archbishop of the Bolova Kribi Diocese, I covered his event, and he was handed a new brand Prado by Professor Gervais Mendoza on behalf of the government of Mr. Biya. And you expect Jean Barga to criticize the government of Mr. Biya? No, even if they kill his Christians in the streets of Cameroon, it doesn't mean anything to Jean Barga. It's the same like the man of Bamenda, Nkea. Nkea doesn't care. Nkea is pro-government. Nkea is pro-CPDM. Nkea is pro-Biya. It's like Bibi in Boya. He is pro-government, pro-CPDM, pro-Biya. Like the moderator, the former moderator of the PCC. The former moderator of the PCC, Funky Foba, was put there by the late Nyasako Ninko. And Foba is very close to the government of Mr. Biya. And he behaves exactly like them. Foba will send you on a punitive transfer to one of the most remote villages in Cameroon if you are a pastor who does not toe his line. Foba will send you there. Foba has done it. Yeah. Reverend Ba of Limbe, Reverend Pastor Ba, who is now the owner of a very big Pentecostal church in Limbe, a firebrand pastor. Foba persecuted him. Foba Funky persecuted him and sent him to the disciplinary committee. The disciplinary committee is headed by the wife of Foba Funky. And Foba Funky is the one who did everything for Abia, the current moderator, to get to that level so that he can manage the church from outside. What are you talking about? These guys are all the same. And so even if they are killing Christians, they don't care. You cannot hear them come out to talk like Archbishop Kleda. Kleda has been very vocal because he does not expect any favor from the government of Mr. Biya. Like the Bishop of Yagua, like the one of Bafusam. They don't care. It's just like the Roman Catholic Pope. You think the Pope cares about how many people are killed in Cameroon? No, he wants to visit Cameroon. Mr. Pope, don't come to Cameroon. The kingdom of God in Cameroon is facing violence. And only the violent ones like Kleda are struggling to take it by force. Ask him, he will tell you, do not come. Because you're coming to talk to a man who has the blood of Cameroonians on his hand. Your president, Mr. Biya. Why do you Pope always come to Cameroon? Why? Do not come. Don't come. You can visit any other country in the world. Cameroon. You see, when people who are supposed to speak truth to power, people who are supposed to stand for truth, because even your holy book, Mr. Pope, says it, that the truth shall set you free. Mr. Biya does not know anything called truth. They have been rigging elections since 1992. They have been killing Cameroonians. And how can you accept such a man? Do not yoke with unbelievers. I'm not the one saying it. Your holy book says it all. MashaAllah. Change is on the way.